Welcome everybody to Funeral Nation episode 177. I'm Ryan Thogmartin. That is Jeff, the Funeral Commander Harbison. And this is episode 177. Jeff is in a new habitat, and there's the potential you could be all over the place on this show now. Like, the freedom is endless.
Yeah, in fact, I'm at Casa de Commander here today, working from my office. I've got my two cigar ladies sitting next to me, overlooking from Cuba, and so I'm doing great. I decided it's still early out here in Phoenix. I'm not lighting up quite yet for the day. But Ryan, I'm excited. You know, last week was a big week for me and C&J. We announced. I have to tell you, social media is really powerful because I had literally, and when I say this, I mean it, hundreds of people reach out to me, giving me congratulations, way to go, good fit. Yeah. And so I'm really pleased, and thank you for helping us out. And now that I'm with C&J, we need to roll out C&J's promo because guess what? The funeral ain't over until you get paid.
C&J Financial and CFS are excited to announce a powerful yet simple solution to help thousands of funeral homes and families with the challenges that life insurance assignments can bring. Insurance companies are often a hassle to deal with, and claims can take weeks or months before payment is received. If you're tired of the hassle and cash flow delay in processing insurance death claims, C&J's Fast Funding program can help. With the new seamless integration between the two companies, CFS client families can submit preliminary insurance information to your firm through your website prior to the arrangement conference. The final assignment information is sent to C&J via the Insurance Assignment tab in your website management console. Once the claim is submitted, C&J will verify the benefits, and as soon as verification is obtained, payment is made to your firm, usually within 24 to 48 hours. C&J and CFS are committed to simplifying the lives of funeral directors so you can focus your time serving families.
All right, Ryan. So this week has been an interesting week. There's not a lot of news, but there is undercurrent that's coming out this morning. We'll be the first ones to talk about it. Why don't you start us off with Nike and the Nike executives, former, in the funeral business?
Yes, Jeff. So we touched on this back in April of 19 when the news story came out. The two ex-Nike executives were launching a company called Solace, which is an online cremation planning app. And it is a mobile app as well. And it's absolutely gorgeous. They have launched in the Pacific Northwest. And so now we're kind of 6 months into them going direct to the consumer with this on a full marketing scheme in that region of the country. And it's piling on at scale. They've partnered with a lot of direct cremation companies to kind of make this happen under the radar. But look, the thing about this is two people that have come from outside the profession that are bringing consumer experience and consumer design into the funeral process, which is completely in line with how we buy and shop as consumers. The delivery of the cremated remains, when the user gets those in the mail, it's like Apple-esque in the way that the packaging is. It's a white box with the beautiful multicolored neon logo of Solace on top. You pull the box off and it's bright colors. Like, the presentation is vastly different than what we see in the plastic black container that funeral homes are giving out. So, like, when we talk about threats to funeral homes, like, there's a lot of things that we banter about, but this is a legit threat. There's a ton of money. It is playing into every consumer habit that we have, the way we buy and shop and do things. Like, this has real legs, and I don't know. We're trying to get the guys on to have a conversation with us, so
that would be fantastic.
Actively working on that, but you know, I don't think this is one of the things we can go, oh yeah, we've seen it before. No, we haven't seen it at scale like this with the consumer just design and process at the forefront.
Right. You know, it's interesting because that was part of our predictions for 2020, that we'll see more outside entities, more outside money coming into our business. And so this isn't necessarily a negative because they're doing business with someone within the funeral industry simply because of the licensure information
Right.
or requirements, right?
Yep.
So it also requires funeral homes to take a look and their operating platform and exactly their business model. You may have to look at changing. And so again, this has to be revenue, but your point going to is direct to consumers is going to be something that's going to increase in the next several years. One of the wonderful things, and this is actually an additive for the funeral business, is Funeralocity. They've done a great job. You've created something that's a great job so consumers can take a look. So we're seeing that communicating direct with the consumer is paramount. And so for funeral homes, social media and how they advertise, that all ties together. So funeral homes, if you're not going to advertise, there's someone else that will.
That's right. And that's what's driving this mechanism. I mean, they're dropping a ton of money into direct consumer marketing online. Like they've realized that, I mean, let's get it. It's Nike. Like the billboards and those things they've figured out at this type of conversation aren't going to drive engagement. They're not building as much brand as they are driving the sales and doing that through brand building online. And we trust it.
I agree with you.
It's amazing. So this segment, Mr. Commander, was brought to us by who?
The King of Ring, Welton Hong of Ring Ring. Let's roll that video.
We're Ring Ring Marketing. We help funeral homes generate at least 10 more at-need calls per month. Our techniques help you dominate local search rankings and become the top choice for services in your area. We also proudly offer a 100% money-back guarantee. For a free copy of our book, visit www.funeralhomeprofits.com.
All right, so you and I wanted to touch on something real quick. Like as we've looked at 2020 and where we want to take this show, we want to give some practical banter on just business. Like we do that already, but I had an experience this week where we did our first social media webinar 2020, and this is something from Disrupt that we're going to do every month this year. It's a free webinar where we're just digging into the nitty-gritty of social and giving true, just straight up free value. No, there's no CEUs attached to it, but it's more valuable than most of what you're going to get through CEU training. So, but this is a lesson in why failure is not a bad thing. You attended the webinar and it was live on Facebook. And look, when we're live, anything can happen. We've said that. I tested, we retested, we changed one simple variable when we went live that broke the whole thing. So our audio cut out. It was a colossal fail. We had about 70 people online watching the live webinar when it went awry. We came back on and completed it and, had a bunch of people rejoin, but because we failed, that doesn't mean we quit. And I think that is a big topic that you and I are both, as we just grow as entrepreneurs and leaders, like failure is not a bad thing. It's okay to fail if you can adjust. And you are a huge proponent of education and how to pick yourself back up and pivot. And I think we need to touch on kind of that, why failure isn't such a bad thing.
No, it's a learning experience. And, something that you brought up that's really important is trying, and with technology isn't the end all. However, you have a backup plan. And if you don't, most people today, if you make a mistake, you have an opportunity with them because they get it. Everybody's used something. They've been online, they've been somewhere, the internet goes down, something goes funky, and you know what, that's blown up, let's try it again. Yeah. So I applaud you because, again, I think the content, what you shared yesterday was fabulous, it's smart, but in the funeral business, we really have to focus on trying something new. It's maybe uncomfortable at first, however, the results generally help make the product and the end game better. It's about a family experience. That's something that I'll be doing here with C&J. Is that, we're going to discuss money and how to pay the funeral home early in the arrangement conference. Mm-hmm. Because think about this. When you lose a loved one, there's grief and there's issues there. But behind that, if payment is an issue, where do you think that lies? That's pretty strong. And so if we don't address those issues with the family, then up front, then we go through the whole process and it makes it uncomfortable at the end because you have to do over and that sort of thing. But I'll touch on that a little later. But the point being is try, go do something, continue to refine, continuous improvement. The biggest waste is not trying and
That's
just
right.
doing the same old thing, because now we're seeing other people that are trying. I can guarantee you Solus didn't launch their app and it worked perfectly the first
right.
time. And those guys have gazillions of dollars over there working.
Right.
So the point being is, give it a try this year. Make 2020 the year that you focus on improvement and moving forward.
Love it. I don't think we need to say any more than that. There's the challenge. Commit to something and let it grow legs. Don't just quit when something goes wrong the first time.
That's it. Get focused in 2020.
Love it. All right. And we have a new sponsor, Plotbox, and hopefully we're going to have them on. We're trying to get them on in the next week or two to sit down with us. Gosh, they're busy guys all over the world.
Literally.
And you and I are bouncing all over the country. So it's a global game we're playing of chess, and we gotta figure out how to get everybody together at one time. So
that's exactly right. So I look forward to them. I shared with you earlier the first time we met. I believe it was in San Antonio, and it's a hilarious story about the owners and how we got together. So I look forward to them. I personally have affection for those people that run it, and more awe of what they're doing. So it'll be great. We'll expand our presence out here.
It's good stuff. All right, Commander. Appreciate you, brother. Welcome to.
Thank you, man.
I like Casa de Commander, the home office there. Your ladies are beautiful back there, and it's a quiet crowd, but whatever.
Yeah, we always have a little discussion during the day, so it works out perfectly. They're always looking over me.
That's right, watching over the commander. Okay, until next time, y'all, have a great effing week.
Out here.